Hi, welcome to Cooking with Stacy. Tonight we're making a delicious, easy chicken dish. It just bakes in your oven, takes about 30 minutes. And the wonderful thing about this is it tastes like it's restaurant made. You're going to impress whoever you invite over to dinner, but spend practically no time in the kitchen cooking it. First, we're going to take a baking dish, about 9 by 13 Pyrex casserole dish is fine, and drizzle some olive oil in the bottom of the pan. Probably going to have 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Then you'll see that I've got some whole cloves of garlic. What I do for this is really simple. One clove at a time. I take my knife, smash it slightly, and then it just pops right out of the paper. Take this whole clove and just throw it in. It's going to caramelize. At the same time, it's going to add a lot of flavor to the rest of the dish. After that, we're going to add pinch salt. You can do that to taste. I usually do about a half teaspoon for this recipe. Some fresh ground pepper. And if you don't already use fresh ground pepper, you might want to try getting in the habit of it. This is a really simple way to do it. You just buy a grinder that's already on the top of your spice bottle. Of course, there's many home grinders you can use. This one works in a pinch. I add about a quarter to a half teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. And in addition to that, I've got over here some fresh rosemary from the garden. And how you do this is real simple. Just run your hands backwards over the leaves and then chop this with your knife. Like this and then like that. You do that a few times over and you're going to end up with a nice fine powdery pile of fresh rosemary. You can see here I've probably got a healthy tablespoon that we're going to add to our recipe now.
A little bit more.
There. Now what I've already added in here is about a tablespoon of fresh grated lemon peel. We've taken our basic box grater. You can use the finest grater side to this to get your lemon rind grated down. And you're going to do this kind of a motion, and you just want the skin of your lemon. You don't want the white pithy part underneath because it's bitter and it won't taste good. So that's already been incorporated, and we're almost ready to add our chicken. We're going to give this a little stir. We're going to stir this around, make sure that the salt and the pepper, lemon rind, lemon zest, and olive oil, rosemary, it's all incorporated. And again, these whole garlic cloves are going to sweeten and caramelize and become much less strong in the cooking process, but still add a nice flavor to our chicken. Now right here, what I have are 5 chicken breasts. Cut into triangles basically. It's as real simple as you take one chicken breast, you cut it this way, and you cut it that way, and you end up with nice triangular pieces, but that quickly cook. I don't think I'm going to use all of this. We're going to save some for another recipe later, but I will use about half of it. There, that's about half. Maybe a little more, but that's good. Okay. Now, we want to turn this, give it a couple of good turns so it coats with our mixture. The beauty of this recipe is you don't even need to let it marinate. It's going to marinate while it cooks. And because we've cut the pieces into these smaller sections, they're going to get thoroughly absorbed in the marinade. See, doesn't that look delicious?
After it's cooked, it's gonna look delicious.
Well, it might not look delicious to you right now, but once it's out of the oven, it sure will. And more than that,
oh my God, will it?
Tastes great.
Chicken breast just make me throw up, but this recipe doesn't. It's absolutely great. I recommend it 100%.
And what we have here is a little more than a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice.
5-star.
The lemon that you've just used for lemon zest, you can now cut in half, squeeze it. I usually keep my hands underneath the half that I'm squeezing, let the juice run out through my hand so I catch the seeds and keep that separate. We're going to take nearly all of this lemon juice. And Cousteau, can you add about 3/4 of this to our chicken mixture?
Should I do it all around?
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, now let's give it a stir. The lemon juice, the acid from the lemon juice is also going to help the chicken cook and tenderize. It's going to break down the muscle and the meat and make it really tender in the cooking process.
Wrong.
Okay, now we've got our lemon juice incorporated in here. Now the last thing we're going to do,
Chardonnay,
is take the rest of our lemon juice, which is now about an 1/8 of a cup, and we're going to add a nice dry Chardonnay. This is a California Chardonnay. You can use any Chardonnay that you like, but it should be one that you would like to drink at the table. We're going to make this back, say about 1/3 of a cup. And in the last 10 minutes of cooking, we're going to add this to the chicken, rehydrate it, really give it that nice extra flavor of the Chardonnay. But right now, our chicken is ready to go in the oven at 370 degrees for 20 minutes. Cousteau, can you put this in?
one thing, I don't want to get drunk.
All the alcohol will cook off, so don't worry about your kids. Having any alcohol. All the alcohol is going to cook off, so if you have any worries about getting drunk, no need to.
I never do that.
Okay, now we're going to start on our rice. This is going to serve as a bed for our chicken, and it's a really wonderful way to plate it up and a great way to complete the meal. What we have in here is
Get the big cheese.
2 tablespoons of butter that have been melted, a tablespoon or a little less than a tablespoon of salt, and I prefer to use kosher salt. It's up to you, it's personal taste, but kosher salt is a much better way offers a much better flavor. Kosher salt offers a much better flavor. So we've melted the butter and we've added our kosher salt. And I've actually put a little bit of the lemon zest in here. I'm talking maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. And then we've incorporated 2 cups of white rice. We've mixed it in with the butter and we'll put it on our heat. And we're going to add to 2 cups of rice. The formula is twice as much water. I don't usually double the water exactly. I do a little bit less because I like my rice a little on the dry side. It's up to you. If you like a kind of a wet, more moist rice, go ahead and do twice as much water as you do rice. Okay, so can we have